Hi there. After watching this video, you'll create a data feed copy in your Google Merchant Center, even if your site only generates one feed link. I'm Yevhen Kovalevsky, a performance marketer with over 16 years of experience helping businesses set up effective Google Ads, create WordPress sites, and implement automation. In the video description, you'll find a link to my website with more details about my services, including both free and paid products. Now let's discuss why we need to create a data feed copy. Let's consider a scenario. Say you have different campaign types and want to test their effectiveness. For instance, regular shopping and performance max campaigns. If you run everything on one data feed, the products will compete, and performance max will likely dominate, taking most of the impressions. For Google Shopping, there's typically not enough data for proper ad display and performance analysis. In such cases, it's necessary to separate data feeds. Each company should be launched on a different data feed. If you want to experiment with certain products that sell well, consider a separate company. In this case, create a separate data feed for these products and run them separately. They'll then appear in both the main feed and the copy feed. Simply copying the feed won't work, as all products would go to the new feed. In this video, I'll show how to have products in both the original and new data feeds. To do this, we'll click on the gear icon in the top right corner. Let's select the data sources and go to our data sources. If you know your data feed link, simply copy and paste it. If not, click on the data source we already have. Go to the Data Source Settings tab. Select Copy the data feed URL and close. We don't need anything else here in principle. Next, let's create a new data source. Click Add Data Source. Choose Add Product from File. Paste our copied data feed URL. Review and check the country and language for this feed. If all looks good, click Continue. A new data feed will now be created. We can go directly to Data Source Settings to change the name. For example, I'll name it Test. Save. So it's updating, products are being updated. Let's check and see that we now have two data sources. The main one has 2 products so far, the test one has 0. Let's hit Update, Update and see what happens next. In my case, I have 2 products in both feeds as my test site uses WordPress, which can do this. Usually on many online stores built with different platforms, the situation will be different. The main feed will have 0 products, with all products moving to the newly created feed. To prevent this, I'll show you what to do next. Even if you have a WordPress site with the same situation as mine, products will be in both feeds, just duplicated. We need to change them in the new feed to have at least one difference. This changes the product ID, so we move to the newly created feed. Let's change its identifier. Click on Data Source Settings and scroll down. We have additional parameters. Here in Additional Parameters, we have rules for the identifier. We see the rule isn't set, so we click on Olivet to configure it. What does this rule do? It lets us add a prefix to the identifier from the main feed. All identifiers will have this value plus the dynamic ID from the site in the main feed. So we scroll down to the bottom. You can use any method here. I prefer the first method, it's simpler. We click here to set the value. Let's write the value. I'll write test as an example. You can write whatever you want. This will be the prefix for each identifier. It'll show that the product is from this specific feed. Here, when we've written, our word is in bold. We click on it to select it. Then we need to select the identifier from the main site feed. So we scroll down, choose the main feed, and select the attribute and ID automatically. We click, see it's highlighted in green, and select it. We can write more if we want to. So we'll have something constant at the start. The ID will change based on the product loaded from the main site feed, and at the end another word if desired, for example. Then we click OK. Now let's check again. We'll have indicator test plus the identifier. See, I did this without a soft underline. I'd probably redo it with a soft underline. To make it more user-friendly. So now we'll have test, a soft underline, then the original ID, and click Save. Everything is being saved. We now need to update our products again. After it updates, we'll have test 2 in the new feed. All our products will be from the main site and feed, but with a modified identifier. They'll have test and the underlined identifier as is. Later in settings campaigns, we can select products by identifier for tests, or in Merchant Center, select this feed and assign a user label parameter to know these products are from this feed. So let's not close here. The update is in progress. Let's exit the data sources. Go to the product section. As you can see, we now have 4 products. 2 products have the original modifier, 2 products have, looks like they didn't update. This new listing has our modified indicator. Next, we can create a Merchant Center feed for all products with a specific identifier. We can add a custom label like 0 or 1 to mark items from another feed. This will make it easier to manage these products in the Velets Add Committee settings. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and check the description for more info on my services. I offer both free and paid products. These products can help you set up Google Ads and more. See you in the next video.